Hi everyone, I'm Pauline, and this is Purely Paulie. I'm here today with my good friend Laurel Strahan, the neuropsychologist. You've met her before in my last video. We're here today to talk about the summer swimsuit, the body, and fad diets. The diet culture is wrecking our world today, and we're here to debunk some of the myths and explain that health at every size should be our goal. We are not here to endorse, accept, or approve any diet. We are here merely to discuss the social media diets that are out there, the pros and cons of dieting culture, and how we can recover from the need to be just like our girlfriend. Laurel, thank you for being here today. I appreciate such a wonderful topic.
Yes.
And in fact, everyone, this was Laurel's idea to discuss the summer swimsuit and social dieting fads, so I really appreciate your willingness.
It's always a pleasure.
Wow, thank you. So what have you been seeing? And then I'll share a little bit about the dieting that I have been seeing on social media and how it's impacting the youth of today.
Well, unfortunately, due to the pandemic, which we spoke about in our last endeavor, people have been really struggling with anxiety, re-entry into society,
Right.
getting out and about in front of others, being fearful of being judged. And therefore, to alleviate the anxiety, they are engaging in really unhealthy eating or not eating patterns, and they are getting sick. They're getting vitamin deficient, as we spoke of earlier, and they are isolating, which, you know, that type of anxiety and depression feeds on isolation.
Absolutely.
They're at like a perfect storm, so to speak. And so if you avoid socializing, and humans are social creatures,
Right.
you know, and so when you're not allowed, or you don't allow yourself to have contact in a social setting or be around other human beings, it also throws off all of your neurochemistry, all of your biochemistry, and there's a lot of sadness that sets in. The joy factor gets ripped away because we don't want anybody to see that we gained weight.
Absolutely, and it's so important that we recognize that a lot of us have put on that COVID weight, and everybody is dealing and struggling with it, so that we're not the only ones going out in a swimsuit that may not be the same swimsuit we had last year.
Right.
And to be honest, we really don't care because we're all so self-consumed about our own body image. I don't have time to worry about your body image.
Right.
Right? But I think that because we are so worried about how we look, we fall into this diet culture today, and I've been looking through social media because I wanted to see exactly what some of the most recent trends are. And guys, I'm going to pull up my cheat sheet because I want to make sure I get these right. So I have been looking, and the most prevalent ones that I have seen are the what I eat in a day, 900 calories or less. And we know as scientists the body needs a minimum of 1,200 calories just to stay alive, just to function.
Right.
And the apple cider vinegar, and that diet is dangerous because it destroys the gut microbe.
Right.
And our gut microbe interacts with our brain. And folks, when we destroy our gut microbe because we're swallowing vinegar, which is very acidic, then it affects our brain and our way of thinking. And it also lowers the pH of our gut, and it destroys all of that healthy bacteria, and that's actually what is destroying the gut microbe biome. And over time, it also, that apple cider vinegar eats holes in our esophagus and the lining of our stomach. So folks, we think we're doing something good and we're taking this apple cider vinegar to lose weight, and in actuality, we're harming our bodies. The other one that I saw was a warm cinnamon lemon water diet that claims that you can lose more than 15 pounds in 1 month. And the other one is the water fasting diet that claims that you can lose 50 pounds in a month. Now, you were telling me that that one you have heard about, but
Yes.
it's to be under medical supervision.
Yes, and most of the programs that have a long-term fast as part of the regimen, the patients go to a facility and they stay inpatient. They are supervised 24 hours a day. And sometimes it's done for religious reasons, sometimes it's done for health reasons that their doctor may have suggested, but in no way should people be trying to do any kind of extended water fast without consulting with their doctor first.
So you heard this, folks. This is absolutely not for the public population. This is a medical diet. It is supervised by your physician in a medical facility where you are being watched 24 hours a day. This is not something that you should be doing at home. People can die from this diet. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And then the other ones that I've noticed is intermittent fasting. And, you know, let's be truthful and honest. There are good things about diets and there are bad things. And intermittent fasting is one of those that I think has some really good factors to it. You know, and there's two types of intermittent fasting. One is where maybe I eat anything that I want for 5 days and then I'm restrictive for 2 days. Or it's a time intermittent fasting, which is more of what I think is the much healthier version.
Oh, absolutely.
Where I don't eat anything after 6 o'clock, but then when I wake up in the morning, I break that fast. I have a very healthy breakfast. I eat healthy throughout the day. Maybe I've removed the refined sugars. So what do I mean by refined sugars? I mean potato chips. I mean cookies. I mean cakes and pies, all the goodies.
Right.
I remove white bread, hamburger buns, hot dog buns, but I still eat a healthy diet.
Yeah.
And then 6 o'clock comes around and then I'm done for the day.
Right.
So that one, it seems to be also that it would be more socially inclusive. Like I would feel more comfortable meeting up with my girlfriends, right? That it's not as restrictive or regimented.
Right.
So
yeah, it's because the thing is, I think, you know, human psyche is naturally going to, I like to say, you know, we say you can't have this or you can't do this, and the psyche's like, watch me.
Oh yeah.
So the
absolutely.
minute that you set something off limits, you're going to start craving that and wanting that. And so if you come from a place of not having and denial, you're going to set yourself up for a much more significant lapse, shall we say. You know, and I would love to see our society move away from, you know, when you're doing some sort of an eating regimen, whatever it is, you know, vegan, however you like to live, and you have something that's outside the realm of what you are shooting to eat, using the term, well, I was bad today.
Oh, I hate that term.
Yeah,
I hate that term. I wasn't bad. I chose to eat that. It doesn't make me a bad person.
Yeah, you can't couple morality and eating.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
You know, and I heard once a philosophy of that, you know, treat yourself like you would treat a kid. If a child is hungry, you feed him. If he's sleepy, put him down for a nap. And that's what we need to listen to our own bodies. There's a lady that came up with an idea many years ago. You probably heard of Gwen Shamblin. She came up with the Way Down workshop. And her thing was, you know, you can have all things in moderation. Like you said, every food has a place at the table.
Yes.
And so, you know, because she was like quoting scripture, and she was saying that, you know, God wants you to bring him the finest of the honey, the finest of the meats, and he's not gonna then tell you don't eat it, you know.
Exactly.
So,
anybody who knows Phoenix Rising knows that is part of my private practice. Is I just thumped my microphone, so later, guys, I'm sorry you're gonna hear that thump. For Phoenix Rising, I'm a faith-based private practice for anybody looking for it. Because of that, you know, that we're not ever meant to be restrictive.
Right.
There is so much freedom in food, but yet we deny ourselves that freedom.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, you know, I catch myself many times because I try to eat a lower carb lifestyle. I don't eat the lifestyle, you know what I mean.
Right.
But every so often I'll be like, oh, I can't have that. And I catch myself.
Good.
And I'm the therapist.
I love, but you're also a human,
Yeah.
and we live in Southern Florida, and you know we wear shorts, and it's hot all the time. We might wear blue jeans 1 month out of a year.
Yeah.
So we do, as women who live in a culture, not only women who are watching this, where we live where, you know, it's hot and we wear looser clothes or less clothing. We're in the diet culture. We're in the summer culture. And it doesn't matter what our occupation is, we're still women, right?
Right.
We still think about these things.
And I read an excellent book many, many years ago called When Women Stop Hating Their Bodies. And it was such an interesting perspective about Western culture and how we as women are bombarded with images of unattainable beauty, unattainable femininity. And that really wreaks havoc with our mental well-being and our food choices. And the book was great because it talked about, pick the area of your body that you're most embarrassed of or ashamed of or that you don't like. And then it had a chapter for your thighs, how they support you, how they help you, locomote. And your stomach, it bears children, and it was a really nice way of reconfiguring that. But again, when you're hit 24/7 with Victoria's Secret's models and bikini swimsuit editions and all those things, then it's hard not to say, well, I don't measure up.
Exactly. So that brings me to my next point that I would love you to address, which is it realistic to assume that I can measure up to you and that you can measure up to the next person because we don't share the same body type?
Right.
So will I be able to look like you, or will you be able to look like that other person because we don't share the same body type? Is that realistic?
Comparing, to me, it's like when I look at you, and if I was going to compare myself to you, it's like apples and oranges. We're both fearfully and wonderfully made.
Yes.
And you have so much beauty inside you. You're a lovely woman on the outside, too. But your beauty shines. I have beauty inside me, and it shines. And we sparkle in two different ways.
Yes.
But they complement each other.
So that's what we should be looking at, not looking at, well, I'm not the same height. I don't wear the same size. We can't share our clothes. I want to look like, my girlfriend next door. But rather, what do we bring to a friendship isn't what we look like, but it's why our friends call and text us in the middle of the night when they've just broken up with their boyfriend. It's not because they care what my swimsuit looks like. It's because my girlfriend needs me to listen because she knows that I will listen.
Absolutely.
So are we hearing that the diet culture, while it can be supportive in that they are a community of people with a like mind of weight loss, that it can become restrictive where we begin to isolate ourselves because now COVID has happened and my diet hasn't worked out the way I wanted it to. I'm not losing the weight. That we need to remember that our girlfriends text us because they don't care what we look like. They text us because they care what our heart looks like. So we need to be going out, and if we see a swimsuit that we really like and we think, hey, I can rock this. Exactly. Let's put it on and buy. I bought a new swimsuit bottom today, and I was super thrilled about it.
I can't wait to see it.
I know, right? So just celebrate who you are. Health at every size. Remember, it's at every size. That's the important part. We need to be healthy first. We need to take care of our soul and our spirit first. Let that shine through. And our girlfriends honestly do not care if we can share the same swimsuit or not.
Truth.
And to be honest, I'm kind of selfish with my clothes. I don't share my clothes with many people.
Me too.
So quit worrying about it, girls. We don't share. So how can we wrap this up, Laurel?
Well, I think that, the encouraging thing, which I don't know if we caught it when we were talking at the beginning, but, how to get a bikini body. Get a bikini and put it on your body. That's just do it and hold your head up high, because the one thing that other people will tell you is that the most attractive aspect, especially of women, is confidence. So, toss your hair, put on the big earrings, just like Paulie does.
I love my
earrings. And, get it, girl. I mean, come on.
Absolutely. And get out there, meet up with your friends, meet them at night, go for a dance, have a nice relaxing evening. Teens, get together at your girlfriend's house, have a slumber party, and just be you. So I'm Pauline. This is my girlfriend, Laurel. Guys, we love you. We'll see you next time.